What's up, everyone? I'm Bill. I'm with Cali Moto TV, and we are interviewing this guy right here, the 2018 Yamaha R1M. We have an instructor at Cali Track Days who was kind enough to let me use this for the week, so I've been out playing around on it a little bit. But today we are out at Lake Berryessa, and we're going to do a quick little test ride on this thing and give you what my opinion on the R1M is. I currently ride an S1000RR, so this should be a good comparison, but let's go ahead and flip this around and go ahead and get some nice shots of this thing. So the Yamaha R1M is the beast of Yamaha. So let's start this thing up and just show you guys how beastly this thing sounds. So sound-wise, this thing probably sounds the best out of all the leader bikes. I'll give that hands down. But let's go ahead and take it out on the road and see how it does. Oh, look at that beauty. All right, so we're gonna take this thing we're at, of all places, the Glory Hole. We are on the base of Solano and Napa County. Napa County happens to be right there. So we've had this for couple days. I've ridden it a couple times and I like it. I don't mind it. But we're going to take it out on some twisties and give you a little review of what I think of it. Now, as I said earlier, I generally, or my normal street bike is a 2015 BMW S1000RR. As some of you may know, I've got a 2020 S1000RR on order. I can't wait. Oh, we got to hear this thing. This thing is just hands down, this is the best leader bike sound that I like. So I'll talk about some of the things I like about this bike so far, some of the things I don't like about this so far. All right, so we are 62 degrees today on a nice December 26th, day after Christmas. It's been relatively warm weather, so get a little space between these guys. We've got Bogna over there. She's ready. She's on her MT-09. So let's go ahead and get off on this thing. So this is Lake Berryessa. I don't think the Glory Hole's running yet. They call it the Glory Hole because it's the water flows out of the lake down the dam. So it's the overflow, but it's a big hole in the middle of the lake. So get these tires a little warmed up. So this is about our normal route on this, about 120 miles an hour, 20 miles round trip. We usually go out to Calistoga on this road, have some breakfast, and head up to Berryessa. I'm really comfortable on this road on the S1000, but Julio's bike will take it a little bit easy. Try to get past some of this traffic here without breaking too many laws. All right, so the R1 compared to my BMW, as far as comfort wise, it's good. The BMW seat is a lot more comfortable. This is definitely rump up, and you're definitely angled down. Your weight is a lot more on the wrist, but you are there's more room on this bike. I noticed immediately that you can actually scooch back on this bike a lot further than the BMW, so you can obviously get down a little bit further. So that's nice about this bike. You know, it definitely gives you a little bit more room. But I think riding on the street, I would rather ride the BMW personally. This on the track, I could feel is a better bike personally. As far as the instrument cluster, it's nice. This has got the TFT display. The new S1000's getting something similar. So it's nice. This has got a lot of information on it. Almost too much information. Let's go ahead and pass these guys. So the instrument cluster's got a lot. The menu and the everything in the menus are a little bit harder to get to on this, where it is like with the BMW currently, but the new one is supposed to be much easier. And I played with it on the 1250, the new display, and it's super easy to get in there and change your settings. So as far as the controls, they're fine. You know, it's a sport bike, so everything is right here. Julio has done some mods to this. He's got shorty levers on here, but as far as the feel for where they sit, it's just a sport bike design, right? The electronic suspension, it's good. I haven't really played with it much, but it feels good. The dampers on the steering damper is a little bit loose. I like my damper a little bit tighter personally. So this one wiggles around a little bit when you get a little light in the front end. So I would definitely adjust that if I knew how. The S1000's manual, so I just give it a couple clicks. Let's talk about the quick shifter on this thing. I don't really like it. And the reason why I don't like it is because you either have to be fully or somewhat fully on the throttle or fully off the throttle. If I want to downshift right now, I'm barely on the throttle. I can't downshift. So it won't let me downshift. I have to get all the way off the throttle, downshift, and then get back on the throttle. The BMW allows me a little bit. Now, obviously, if I'm on full throttle, it's not going to let me downshift. But if I'm on just half throttle or whatnot, or quarter throttle, it'll allow me to downshift. Like right now, I'm trying to downshift right now, and it won't let me. And actually, I found this little indicator right here next to the QS that gives you the aerial that says you can only upshift. I'm not sure why. Or when I get off, now it allows me to downshift. So it's super crazy. As far as the seamlessness, I've ridden a couple bikes that have quick shifters. So I will say the Ducati V4S has this most seamless quick shifter out there. It was seamless. I loved it. The S1000 is probably next. So third up, I would say, is the Flash Tune quick shifter on the R6. That thing is almost flawless. Woo! So then I would put this one in there, unfortunately. And then the Aprilia RSV4. I'm gonna put at the bottom of the list. I really didn't like that RSV4 shifter. It was just too up and down and too clunky and not really smooth. So it's all right. I think Yamaha can give us just a little bit of an adjustment on that. I think they do it more for a safety thing, but I think you can give us a little bit, Yamaha. The power delivery on this thing is just there. We're in A mode, power 1, traction control 2, and our suspension settings on M2. I'm not sure what most of that means, but I know that we've got very little traction control on. We've got all the power available. The wheelie control's nice. It's a little bit more invasive than the S1000 when the wheel comes up. It definitely puts it down faster than the S1000. The S1000 allows you just a little bit more, just a little bit longer. This one really, it comes up and then goes back down pretty quick. obviously we have a full Akabovic system on this, so you know, noise level, it's loud, man. It is so loud and it sounds so good, but it's loud. So you know, you put a full system on, not just got a little slip-on on that S1000, and it's pretty loud, but it's still got the cat and everything on there. So I'm gonna slow down a little bit, let Bogna catch up. So the handling has been decent. You know, I'm not really getting on this too much up here. Obviously it's not my bike, and you can see the roads a teeny bit wet in some shaded areas. So, but as the speeds that I'm going, the thing handles perfect. You know, it's now the S1000 I've got set up, you know, because it's all manual, so I just leave it set up for the track. Now on a road like this, I might set it up for a little bit more cushy, little bit softer for the ride that I'm doing today. Like right now, I would go a little bit softer because it is a little rough. I would tighten down this damper a little bit, but outside that, it feels pretty good. So size-wise, you know, this thing is about medium of the road. The S1000, what's nice is it is a little bit wider. This is about medium as far as the width of my knee, so you can see that down here. You know, I switched from Suzuki to BMW in 2010 because the 2010 Suzuki GSX R1000, it got so small, so narrow. I couldn't fit on the thing. I mean, I sat on that thing and my knees were like, the fairings are here and my knees out here. It was just crazy. So I don't mind the fit. A lot of people complain about the width of this bike. I'm 6'2", so I don't mind the width of this bike at all. I like a little bit wider bike, personally. Here comes Bogna. So I think she's doing a little maybe 6-month review on that MT-09, which she absolutely loves. She said on the way up here, if I had to give her a decision that she can only have one bike for the rest of her life, that MT-09 would be it. And I'll tell you, that MT-09 is a pretty decent all-around bike. She commutes on it, she tracks that thing, she loves it up here in the mountains. So it's she loves that bike, and it's a fun little bike, you know. She does have a 17 R6, which we are going to be getting rid of this season. She just doesn't ride it, and she prefers this MT-09. So we're going to do a quick little turnaround. This is as far as we're going today. So we're going to turn around at the old store here. Check in with Bogna and see how she's doing. Little gravelly. Oh yeah, look at her. I was just telling them, if you had to have one bike for the rest of your life, that would be it right there. It's a blast, man. All right, so we're back. All right, and we're gonna head back the way we came. I'll ramble on a little bit more about this bike, but I got most of it out of my way. So I think we'll get some some nice scenic shots. Some of the roads, you know, the roads we ride here in Northern California, I would say that, you know, I can't say that I've ridden too many places outside of Northern California on the roads, but from what I see, from what I hear, I mean, the fact that we can ride, I could take you guys on 10 rides within 200 miles of here, and we'd never touch the same road twice, and they're all roads like this. Beautiful, pretty nicely paved roads. but just phenomenal roads out here. We are spoiled. So we're going to be taking you guys on some rides later in the season when it gets nice. We're going to do some street rides with Cali Track Days, Cali street rides. Thank you. And just show you kind of where we go. But this is a perfect opportunity, and I can't thank Julio enough. Julio, thank you for letting me steal your bike for a week. It's been a joy to ride this thing. I'll be honest, I can't wait to have my S1000 back just because I'm spoiled and love that thing. But this has been a nice treat, so to speak. So I'll definitely take this as a loaner or a exchange for a week. Sneak around this guy. You know, my periphery, I'm always watching on that dash. On the S1000, it's got a little light that yells at me when the traction control's working. So I know that the traction control is actually working. I don't notice it on either bike, so the traction control is definitely not invasive on this thing. Not that I've really on this thing, but the S1000 definitely gives me a little bit of blink once in a while, and I'm sure with these roads being a little bit wet like they are, like that particular corner, and accelerating out through there, the S1000 would have given me a little blink. So anyways, let's go ahead and wrap that up. Thank you guys. Thank you, Julio. It's been a great treat to have the bike. Thank you. Make sure you subscribe to our channel. Our link is right here. And make sure you subscribe. Make sure you hit the alert button. We've got some more interviews with motorcycles coming up. Make sure you follow us on Instagram and Facebook. But hit that subscribe button. Thanks, guys.